No, I put it in the refrigerator. I cooked this morning. Yeah, I put it in the refrigerator. So it's nice and pliable. And what I want you to do is just kind of take a whiff of it. Okay?
Huh?
Take a whiff of it.
Smell.
You smell that?
Jalapeno.
Is it hitting you? Pow. All right. So now with the vegetables, okay, with the vegetables, what I used was zucchini squash. I used carrots. I used all bell peppers. So I had red, yellow, and green. And each one is different. So the green is the most bitter, and then the yellow is in between, and then the red is the sweetest. Okay. Of course, I put jalapeno in there for the heat, but I was mindful of the fact that you all were going to eat it because I like a little spicy food. So I calmed it down by cutting out the seeds. So whenever you want to remove the heat from a pepper, just remove the seed.
And
seed
white veins.
Exactamundo. So, and then the coolest thing that I use, which I've been using for the past few years, is this thing right here.
I love fennel.
And this is fennel, and fennel is basically anise,
Yes.
or black licorice flavor.
Licorice, yeah.
Okay.
That's a fennel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, it's
you know, it has
it's
this nice healthy
crust-free.
bulb here,
Open bulb, yeah.
and everything here is edible.
Yeah.
Every part of it is edible.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll see within my soup these little fronds that's here. They'll look like little parsley or something that's in there. So, all right, so I ripped this off and I cut it, and I'm just gonna do like maybe one cut or something. Let's see, where's my knife?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you all. You want to cut something?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, I'm gonna give you this pepper.
Okay.
Okay. You want some mushrooms?
Sure.
All right. You cut up the mushrooms.
How do you like
How do you want
You
this
cut up
slice?
potatoes. I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. And then I have this red bell pepper. We'll wait for Bruce to come back. Okay.
You
So
want these all cut?
no, just like
a
pull out one. Yeah, just
one or
few.
two?
Yeah. We just doing this for display.
Okay.
All right. So when I cut a pepper, if I can find my knife, I thought I brought it. Hello. Did I put it in the other room? Okay. Oh, okay. So here's a little trick from me. Let me open this thing up because I just bought it. Mine is kinda
Abby,
big.
can you grab a paper towel?
All right, so one of the tricks that you want to do when you have a cutting board, obviously you want to use some soap and water and wash it. Okay. And you want to clean your surfaces, keep your surfaces as clean as possible. Oh yeah, yeah, I bought brand new. Okay. Let's go this way. You down, down. There we go. Can I get, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's okay. All right, so with an onion, one of the tips that I've learned is that you wanna take the tip of the knife, and when you're chopping, you wanna cut in a rocking motion, like this with your hands. You wanna be very careful, so you wanna go tip down and pull backwards. Does that make sense? So, in a rocking motion when you're chopping. The other thing is if you're gonna go this way with your hands, you wanna make sure that you turn your fingers down and then really anchor yourself as you're going forward. So you
My
wanna,
grandmother cuts like this.
right, you wanna cut away from yourself and not toward yourself. So you're doing the rocking motion, but you're kind of pushing it forward, like so, okay? That's one of the tips. The other thing is when you have a cooking board, what you wanna do is take like a wet paper towel or something and put it underneath underneath the cutting board, and then that way you'll keep it stationary. Now, some of these newer cutting boards, they come with like grippers and all this kind of stuff, so you can also do that. All right? Okay, so with the
On
onion.
onion, if you put it in the refrigerator, you will not have tears.
Really?
Yeah.
You must have the what?
Oh.
If you put it in, store it in the refrigerator,
What about it?
the
You-
onions.
You want to get
So
any tears?
you won't get tears when you
okay.
slice.
Okay.
Okay.
I usually like do mine in half and leave the root end together so that it doesn't fall apart. while you cut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna cut through with the scan on, down and through. Okay, just like so.
You need that to salt box.
And then what you wanna do is pull off the first layer. So I'll usually lop off this top end, like so, and then I'll come from the side here and peel back this papery skin. Really relatively simple. Just go nice and slow, just let it come off smoothly, like so. So when it comes off, you want to keep a junk bowl around. I usually just keep a bowl like that. Can you lift that up and give me the other bowl underneath? All right, so I'll usually keep a bowl like this and throw everything off while I'm going through, because my family was a trip. I think my grandmother had OCD, but we're gonna move on. Okay, so when I cut through, now, you know, some chefs, they say, okay, you cut this way, then you cut the opposite way, then chop, 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 chop. I don't do all that, okay, because I'm a cook. All right, so I usually follow the vein of the onion itself, and I just cut against it. All right, so I'll just go like this. In slices, and then there you have it. Now, if you want rings, that's fine, and then if you want to go the other way, then you just go here. I generally don't have issues with tiers because what I found is when you leave that root in, it generally doesn't happen. It can happen, but it generally does not. It's usually when you're like this close,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, when it gets into your eyes. So if you want to chop it, that's one way to do it. And in this case, what I did was I just basically made it in big chunks. And then I placed it on a prepared cookie sheet with aluminum foil, heavy duty, and I roasted it all. So when you're roasting vegetables, this is a tip. You don't want it like this.
They'll just shrivel up.
Exactly. It's going to waste away.
Want to make them chunky.
Exactly. So you want to make it chunky and chop later. Make sense? All right. And then the other thing too, we have machines. So if you're going to use a food processor like I did, why do all that work? Doesn't make any sense. Okay. So then that's the way I do that. Now with the pepper, okay, you got one, got mushroom there. This is the way that I open up a pepper. Now again, I've washed it in baking soda and water, tepid water, not warm water, just cool water. Well, just enough for the baking soda to dissolve, and add a splash of vinegar. When I go into the pepper, what I do is I cut the top off, right? This is the bottom, this is the top. So what I'll do is I'll cut the top off first, like so. Then I'll go in and get the seed pod with my fingers, and I'll turn it counterclockwise. Out. Just like that. Then what you can do is pull it with your hand. And then in chunks. Waste not, want not. Everything's used. Only thing's out is the seed pod and that stem. Just like that. All right. And then so with the zucchini, which I forgot to grab, what I do with the zucchini is I'll lop the ends off, and then I cut it on the bias. So I cut it on an angle,
So
just like so.
So it gets like elongated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Do
so,
you peel your zucchini?
no,
No.
that's the one I'll leave the skin on.
Okay.
Okay, so when the vegetables are roasted, what I do is once everything's chopped up into large pieces, then I will put it in a bowl, and I have a lime. You want to use some citrus. So I use lime because lime is more sour than vinegar. I mean, than a lemon. Lemon is sweeter. But I use the lime because the lime is going to give you the freshest taste. And that's the purpose of me putting it in there. But you can do what you want. So I use a little bit of lime. And what I do with that lime is I'll take the lime, put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds. Pull it out, roll it,
Yep.
and then cut it in half. And then I'll turn it cut side up, take a fork, stick it inside of the lime, and just ream it. Just like so. Then that way you control it. You don't lose any seeds. You know, people have seeds and they got to go in and find them. Anybody got time for that? You know what I'm saying? Take your fork and just ream it out, and you'll get more juice. All right? So you want to put a little bit of juice on those vegetables, and then a little bit of olive oil, which is, I thought I pulled it out. Here it is. So extra virgin olive oil is fruity. Okay? The regular light oils and all those kind of stuff, when you don't want to like fry with an extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is used for the flavoring primarily, and then you can saute with it, but generally you want to do that. The lighter olive oil and so on, it has more degree temperature that it can handle for cooking. Does that make sense? So when an Italian dressing is made, it's made with extra virgin olive oil and not a
It's
light
too-
olive oil. Yeah. So I use the olive oil because I want the flavor, but not a lot because this is not the star. Okay, the vegetables are the star, so it's just to do it a little bit enhancing. So what I'll do is just take just a little light drizzle on there with that juice, and I'll toss it. When
You
I
salt the veggie?
no, whenever you're roasting, you do not want to salt because when you salt it, it breaks it down even further and faster.
Makes it watery.
You want to eat too. yeah.
Right, because it's gonna
Makes it
draw the water
water.
out, yeah,
Yeah.
and make it a watery mess. You want it to
Yeah.
roast. So
Yeah.
what you want to do is
Dry
just
it up.
So like you said, and what I do is, oh, I forgot this part.
There you
My
go.
salad spinner. Okay, so when I chunk these up before I get to this part, when I take it out in the water and chunk it up, then I give it another clean rinse of water and I'll put it in my salad spinner and give it a couple turns. And then what I do is I just drain the water off. It comes right through this drain here, and then we'll do it again until there's basically no water. Okay. Then you put the olive oil and the lemon juice on, throw it on your pan, have your oven set at 450 degrees. Pop it into the oven for 15 minutes. Pull it out of the oven, take a spatula and some spoon and 2 utensils, and just toss your vegetables around, okay? Once you toss your vegetables around, shove it back in the oven and cook it until you start to see char. Sometimes it can be another 15 minutes or it may be 20 minutes, but what you're looking for is just a little bit of a light char. You do not want to burn your vegetables and you don't want water in your pan. If water is still there, you have not roasted it enough. Does that make sense? So you'll see the water at the 15 minutes, you'll see that, and then you pull it out. Okay, once that's done, now that broth is going, okay? I'll let that cool off for the most part and get to where it's about warm. Then I'll put it in my food processor and mill it. Now, I personally put it on puree. Some people like it so fine that it's not even there. That's your business. That's your choice. You know what I mean? But I like texture. So I will have it just milled enough where you know it's something in there, but it's really relatively easy to eat. And then I save these vegetables too to put them back in there. So the majority of them I will meal, then I'll save a few and then put them in there because I like chunks too. Okay? You with me, Teresa? Okay. All right. So that is how I make the vegetable soup. Now, obviously, you can choose whatever vegetable you want. Ellen, I want you to chop that pepper there. But what I want you to do is wash. It's great. Here's a knife. Okay. And so what I want you to do is turn it long ways vertical to you.
Okay.
Start at this end and put your point in. No, turn it that way.
Okay.
Cut through.
Oh, like this?
Mm-hmm. Be careful. Yeah, be careful. And then so when you go in,
Yeah, just take this out.
yeah, now you can do it with your hand. Yeah.
Or we can do this.
Or you can just take the knife. Yep. You can do it that way. There's so many ways to do the same thing. I just usually go in with my knife like this. Let me see the other half. So what I'll do is I'll go like this.
Oh,
And then just kind of pull it out because I want it to kind of be flat. You know what I mean? Because one of the other things too, when you're roasting vegetables, you don't want to pile them up. Okay, you want to leave them in space where you have basically a flat plane inside of your pan. All right, so I'll just kind of flatten it out like so, and then I'll just cut that in half, long ways. Yep, and that's it. Okay. Now with the mushrooms, the thing with mushrooms is they do not, and I repeat, mushrooms do not go into water.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
use a paper
The
towel.
reason being is because the mushrooms are sponges. Okay, so they'll just absorb all that water and you'll never roast them. You know what I mean? So what you want to do is check your mushrooms out
I
because
didn't know
sometimes.
that.
Oh yeah, yeah, they
That's
are
right, yeah.
mushrooms are sponges.
A dry paper
So-
towel works really well. You
Yeah.
just kind of brush them off and get any little dirt spots and stuff you see. Mushrooms are mushrooms, so you may obviously get
A little bit of dirt.
a little bit of dirt. They're grown that way. They're organic, and
always miss
they
that.
love themselves. So
Yeah.
do not
So
rinse them.
Do not.
do not.
Do
That's
not.
what do not, and I repeat, do not put them in water. But now what I generally do is I'll take a paper towel and I'll just dampen it.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's what you do.
and then you hold on to the cap, wipe it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to get all the dirt out as much as I can.
Yeah.
So you take that towel and just wipe around it
Yeah.
and try to get the dirt out. And then now a lot of people don't like the stems because they think that they're woody. It depends on the mushroom. Okay.
Yeah.
So like with the white mushroom, everything's good. Throw it in there. You know what I mean? It's just
And I
it'll be fine.
sometimes trim just the very end of it
Yeah,
off in
that's
case it's
how I
been
do it.
dried out.
Dried out, yeah. So then go ahead, Donna.
How do you want them quartered or
I want
just
them quartered.
half and quartered?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So just cut them in quarters. Okay. And so again, you want it in chunks. So think chunks when you're doing your vegetables. And so this is the finished product. So of course you can buy baby carrots. Now, one of the things I will say, like another tip would be if you're gonna do a carrot, I don't want the skin on the carrot because the carrot string is just tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'll get in your teeth and floss you. You know what I mean? So you don't want that in there. So it's one thing you can do. You can take a peeler
Yeah.
and peel your carrots before, or you can put it in water and boil it until the skin gets soft, and then you can just kind of slide it off like a sleeve. So it's up to you what you want to do.
Or you buy baby carrots.
That's-
and done it.
Hello,
That's way
that's
too
what I did. So that's the third one. Get your baby carrots already done, but you still need to wash your vegetables.
Yeah.
Do not trust that the store has cleaned them up for you,
Yeah.
okay? And one of the things the reason why you want to use the vinegar too is not only to tenderize it and make it more edible for you, but also too, it'll draw out those bugs. Because there are bugs that are present, you know, on your vegetables, so you want to make sure you clean them up, okay? And then that's pretty much it. And as far as the fennel goes, I just grab it like this. I'm rough with it. I'll pull off one side like this and make sure you don't eat that, even though they say this is edible, but I don't eat paper.
As raw?
Mhm.
Something you
It's
can eat raw?
delicious.
Oh yeah, you can eat it
Raw,
raw.
yeah.
Shave it and put it in a salad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely can eat it raw, but you want to smell it? Go ahead. It's licorice. You ever had black licorice? That's what it is. It's
It's
anise.
yellow to me. It smells like
Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
anise. So yeah, but it's a great
Oh, it smells so
vegetable.
good.
And the great thing about it
This
is
is seafood.
fennel, like onion, it gets sweeter as it's
Seafood.
roasted.
Oh.
So that's one of the things, the reason why you want to roast it, because then you draw out the natural sugars in the vegetable. So I have a little question.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a simple question, but
Quiz.
we're gonna see who many is gonna get it. All right, what is the difference between a fruit and a vegetable?
Seeds. Fruits have seeds.
Exactly. So
So
what is a
pepper-
jalapeno?
Fruit.
Is it?
Tomato is a fruit.
Tomatoes.
And most people don't think about it, but
Yeah.
anything that has seeds
Avocado.
It's a fruit.
Avocado is
Because it's the pit
is the fruit.
is the seed.
Wow.
So a lot of people think that a lot of things are vegetables and they're not.
cucumber, for example. The
Cucumber.
seeds.
Yeah.
Fruit, yeah.
Yep. Yep, so there you have it. So if it has seeds,
Seeds.
no matter if it's sweet, we think sweet when we think fruit.
Cucumber.
Yeah.
Cucumber is fruit.
Squash, pumpkin.
It's fruit.
Pumpkin,
fruit.
yeah.
All of it is fruit.
They're all fruits.
They're all fruits.
But we
And-
sell them as vegetables.
And there's no such thing as a seedless fruit.
They're called
Yeah.
they're called
I'm gonna
produce
say that one more
for a
time.
reason. They're called produce, but
I'm
it's
watermelon.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Do you
You
have
like that?
It's a fruit.
It's
Yeah.
seedless.
Tomato.
Yeah.
I like this.
You like that? Because it's a great
Do
saying.
you
Yeah.
have a bag
On
you'd
the
like us to
border.
put our
Yes,
All the
yes, just put it right in
chocolate.
there. Yes, please. So just put it back in the bag it was in, that was
Oh,
brought in there.
gosh, all of them.
See? A lot of people don't know that. It's like, you think, you know, we just think, okay, if it's savory, then it's a vegetable. If it's sweet, it's a fruit. But that's not true. The seed determines that it's a fruit. Yeah. So jalapenos are fruit, habaneros are fruit. Bell peppers are
Just
fruit.
hard to live, but yeah, it's-
So
People all
mushrooms are
feel
vegetables. Okay. The fennel here, this is a vegetable.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. The onion, vegetable. The turnip, vegetable.
That's-
Zucchini squash, fruit.
Let me have basically
Let me
you're
have
not
that
making
piece of
roasted
fennel.
vegetable soup. It's
You want it?
vegetable and
There you go.
fruit soup.
Yes, roasted produce soup.
Yeah.
Produce-
Yeah.
produce soup, right?
Yeah. So there you have it. So now, please, if you want, this is
You
cold.
can use a
But you can try this vegetable as is out of the oven, okay? If you want to. I have the soup ready, and what it is it's just all plant based. Because again, my goal is to do part of the week vegan because I still love meat, but you know, to incorporate more vegan stuff. And this is my own.
So you have meatless Mondays?
No, not necessarily meatless Monday. It's just
Anybody
whenever I
wanna
feel
taste
like
the
it.
fennel?
It might be meatless
You wanna
Friday.
taste the fennel?
Yeah, right here, raw.
Yeah,
I shaved it.
yeah.
Just give one,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
And the other thing that I did, I just brought this up there. I was like, what is that?
Fennel.
What? This was a
It's
whole
really good on a
clove
salad.
of garlic
Shaved
Yeah.
it
that
real thin.
I doused with the olive oil and threw it on the pan, and I cooked it until it was
People eat it foil?
squeezable. Yeah.
Yes.
And then I just.
It will all slide out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See how it tastes? It's licorice.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, but see, when you cook it, it becomes sweet. Because I personally don't like.
I would say, I mean, it's new.
Yeah, but I don't like black licorice. I don't. But that's why I was surprised when I first ate the fennel, and I was like, "This is good." I don't understand how I like this, but I don't like black licorice. I don't.
It's so good. Shave it real thin like that,
Yeah.
and put it on a arugula
Or balsamic
and,
vinegar too. Dip it in balsamic
roasted
vinegar.
beet salad with
Yeah.
goat cheese and shaved fennel and arugula. It's like delicious.
And one more thing. So like with the onions, okay, the onion family, they're all alums. Alums is what they call them.
Yeah.
So garlic, shallots, red, white onion, and so on. They're all in the alum family. The difference with the onions is the white onion is the most pungent. So if you want the true onion flavor, you want the white onion,
The
okay?
yellow.
Not the yellow. No, you want the white one. And the thing about it is, but what you don't want to do is eat white onion raw.
Yeah.
White onion usually disturbs your digestive system because it's so strong.
So they do red onions.
So that's why you do red onions because they are edible.
Or sweet Vidalia.
Or
onions.
Vidalia
Vidalia
onions.
onions.
Yeah, but they're a little bit more powerful than the sweet, the red onion. So the red onion is the one that you want to have raw, like in a salad.
I've
And then
had
when
red
you
onions
cook-
that are really like woo.
Like pow?
Like pow. And I think they're the early ones.
Mhm.
The ones that come in early are very, very pungent.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there you have it. So now, do you guys want to try the soup?
Yeah.
Try the soup now?
Let's
All right, let's get the soup. Let's get it.
Let's get it in.
And then I'll come back here and clean and macerate it too.
Yep. Trash bowl.
Okay.
Oh,
Chris, it's delicious.
Is it?
Is
Good,
it?
good,
Okay,
good.
let me-
Hopefully it's not too spicy,
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We should
because I like
cheers.
just a little bit of a
Yeah.
kick.
Right.
let's take a picture.
Yummy.
Y'all got a bowl? Everybody,
Yes.
one? Okay.
You gotta grab one too, Chris.
I'm getting it right now.
They always say,
Yeah.
how can it taste? But just